You know what I really like about you guys?
What?
You guys are all clapping for your classmates, your friends, how well they're reading. That's good. You gotta keep encouraging each other. When you do something good, when your friends do something good, always give them a round of applause, tell them they did a good job. And my teammates, I always try to tell my teammates when they do a good job, and they tell me when I do a good job.
And it's blocked. Ball is out, picked up by Scarlett.
And that is intercepted. That's picked off by Brennan Scarlett.
That's Scarlett's second fumble recovery.
Scarlett recovers the hogskin, and Houston is in business.
Then I was deep within the woods when suddenly I spied them. I saw a pair of pale green pants with nobody inside them. Back when I was really young, my mom used to read to me all the time. Dad used to read to me, you know, those little small books and Dr. Seuss and all of that stuff. So I think at a really young age, I really fell in love with reading, maybe around like first or second grade, and I fell in love with the Harry Potter books. When those books used to come out, my mom and I, we used to go to Barnes and Nobles for like the midnight release, and I used to stay up all night reading those books, and I'd be, you know, I'd just kill a 500-page book in like 3 days. It really sparked creativity for me. Like as I was reading the books, I would like imagine what the characters look like and really like put myself literally in the story, and having that type of spark and creativity, I think that was a big piece of it. So we're going Dr. Seuss here, huh?
Yeah.
What was I scared of?
Yeah.
Throughout my high school career, I dealt with a lot of injuries in football, so I was very aware that football is something that wasn't gonna last forever. And so every time, you know, I wouldn't be able to play football, and then it would like carry over to basketball season, so I wouldn't be able to play basketball. School was like that one thing that I turned to. It's like one, kind of feed the competitive spirit, but also two, you know, just that awareness, you know, my education and ability to learn is something that will carry me through my whole life. So we started the Big Yard Foundation earlier this year. It was something that myself, my brother, my mom's helped out with, and we want to just start it and to give back to the community back in Portland, Oregon, especially the North Portland community that, you know, supported me and all throughout my life. I actually want to do 2 different foundations. So I want to do the Barbara Bush Foundation, and I have those cleats from last year. So maybe a similar design. They have a logo, and I put a book on there, an open book, and then I want to do my foundation too, the Big Yard Foundation. My cause is education, and literacy is the focus. So for each cleat, I have a different foundation. The first cleat being the Big Yard Foundation, and then the other cleat is the Barbara Bush Foundation.
The Barbara Bush Houston Literacy Foundation is an organization that was started by the Bush family 5 years ago. And Mrs. Bush was a champion for literacy for nearly 30 years across our nation. She promoted family literacy specifically because she realized that parents are a child's most important teacher in their life, and really wanted to see that families had the opportunity to read with their child and that children had a good start into kindergarten. We've distributed over the last few years hundreds of thousands of books to children. One of the most powerful things that children can have as tools in their learning are books. But many children in our community, unfortunately, don't own books. It's just a luxury that their families just simply can't afford. And so we've made it one of our life's work to make sure that children are empowered to read.
Pass it up, pass it up, pass it up. That was really good. That was really good.
I'm very proud of Brennan. He reached out to us and said that he wanted to choose literacy as his cause, and I was very excited. Anything to inspire kids to know and understand why reading is important. So if he can influence them, then it's a win-win for everyone.
I came today to visit with you guys and read some books. You know, I love to read. I don't know about you guys, but it's one of my favorite things to do. And I wanted to make sure that you guys knew how important it is to read, become a good reader, and read for fun. Who can tell me why it's good to read for fun? To be able to be in this situation, a lot of things had to go right. For me, I had a lot of people supporting me throughout my whole life and throughout this whole process to being here. So to be able to give back to the causes and the reasons of why I ultimately am here, it just means a lot. Well, I'm gonna say I was really impressed by how well you guys read. You guys are good readers. I'm surprised you didn't want to read in the first place. Why'd you say that? You're such a good reader. I just think if I can influence one kid to, want to read just a little bit more, or, go from not really liking to read to wanting to pick up a book, I think that's enough for me. So going into those classrooms and reading to kids and just seeing the look on their faces and them watching me enjoy to read to them, I think, can have a big impact on them.